Oh. Hey guys.
Okay, let's see if things are working. Welcome, hello everybody. If somebody can let us know if things are working on Facebook and on YouTube, please.
Yeah, let us know if you can hear us, if you can see us, both on YouTube and Facebook. Please comment.
You're already getting some messages on YouTube there.
Great. YouTube can hear us. Hey, Ashley.
Excellent.
Hey,
excellent.
Kelly. Great. All right, we're good. Good to go. Fantastic.
Well, happy
Hey,
Friday, Miss Sprite. How are you today?
I'm great. David, how are you?
Good deal. It's always an exciting time around here, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the course of a day, of course, we're involved with new products, and we also love to figure out how to break the laws of physics. And you'd be surprised how many of you folks reach out to us and give us just the best ideas.
Yeah.
Give us feedback about how we can do better, and that's what makes it all worthwhile. So having a great community of folks out there like yourselves are just absolutely awesome. We have a new lady, Lindsay, and she is with us, and
it's not Lindsay.
I mean, not Lindsay, Nicole, excuse me,
It's all right.
is behind the camera on Facebook, and I believe Bobby is going to be helping on YouTube, so we appreciate everything.
Yep.
And as always, we're going to try to share with you things that will help you be successful in your business. We'll do our best to answer questions. And so as far as I want to do a shout out to all our Condé folks that came by at the Phoenix show. We had a great time, great weather, great city, awesome. It was Jeff Butler and myself taught our class. It was well attended, and fortunately nobody threw anything at me, so I guess that means it was a good class. But it was really great questions, enjoyed the heck out of it. We had Chloe and who else was there? What are the salesperson?
I think Michael Gaines.
Michael Gaines, that's right. And Doug stayed home, and Doug had some obligations here. So we appreciate everybody coming by the booth and speaking with us and attending the classes. I talked to the folks a few minutes ago with Digital Art Solutions. We just completed a webinar with them, and they are, their headquarters in Phoenix, and they just said it was an overwhelming positive show for them. We will be traveling, I think, next to Irving, Texas for the NBM show there. I think that's sometime.
I think it's like March.
In March.
23rd or something like that.
I don't know. So maybe who can go to the show.
They don't let me out of my cave.
And so I think we should. Other things going on. Make sure you put down the open house date. When is open house? Like June 15th.
Yes.
June 15th. Just mark that on your calendar. If you are in the neighborhood, if you want to make the drive to the beach, beaches here, that would be absolutely awesome. It's a really great time. Sprite will be teaching classes, and we may have a couple of guests that teach, but I know Jimmy Lamb has signed up. He is from Sawgrass. Along with Roger Wambach. He is from Corel, and he is Mr. Corel. He's just world class. Wrote the book. So, Sprite, what's on your mind?
Well, first off, hey Mom, love you. Christy Watts, I hope you got your stuff. I hope you've been sublimating. Congratulations on winning last week. Martha, yes, Irving, Texas. Hopefully, I'll get to meet you finally.
And that's a brand new convention center for those folks, because we normally have it in Arlington. I love the Arlington Convention Center, and so I'm going to miss it. But everybody says that's a super nice convention center, and hope lots and lots of folks then come, and we'll be teaching our class there as well. And if you attend the class, get stuff like a $25 coupon, and we have some great big prizes. So please sign up.
Let's see what else. Well, we got some sales going on. We have our all month of February. We have last column pricing on select glass substrates. So this is a great time to get in there. Order some glass on sale. Start adding that to your sublimation offering. Our glass is amazing. It's so pretty. It's so revolutionary. So that's a beautiful thing. Today is the last day of our Groundhog Day sale, and that's the last column pricing on all of our fleece products.
What happened to the groundhog? Did he see a shadow or not?
Nicole, you know what's that?
No.
He did not. He came out.
He probably
so a shorter winter there.
Right.
If at any winter at all. Yeah, so I saw somebody is from northern Wisconsin, and let me just tell you, if we could at least trade midway points of temperatures, because I think we're at about we were about 70 degrees yesterday. Today we're about 50 degrees, and you're probably in the negative. So I see Maine, I see New York. Oh, 58 today. So. Yeah, so you guys stay warm out there.
Hey, by the way, I want to give away some stuff. I was in the warehouse today chatting with the folks, and I noticed we've got some extra boxes from the Christmas in July.
Okay.
Maybe we give away 2 of those. What do you think?
Sure. How do you want to do it?
I don't know. You
all right.
figure it out?
Real
quick, one other thing. One cutting bit of news. Last night I received an email from my good friend Aaron Knight with the George Knight Company, and I have a very long list of wish items with him, things that I would like to see done. And I'm a big believer in what's called Kaizen. In other words, just simply do things better today than you did yesterday, and that's always a challenge, I think, for us. And but at any rate, as we go along, more and more of the products produced, the really volume products, like a lot of the huggers, they're all, of course, double-sided products. And I asked him, for all the folks that have been changeable bottom plating, what do we call that? Where you pull the pin and you lift it up. So I think it's probably been in shipping for a year or so. But I asked him, what about bottom heat for those folks? Because it's not that much of an add-on, I think, money-wise, but think about being able to do both sides of the product at the same time. And so last night he sent me the announcement that many of the presses, like the DK20S, will now have an available bottom heat option. So it's, you can install it, use it, take it off, put the other bottom plating back in place. So for a lot of people that do, these volume products, like this time of year I usually do for Mardi Gras a lot of the poker chips for doubloons, but you could think of the huggers. What's some other double-sided products?
I guess you could do shirts.
Well, I'd still probably do shirts one-sided, but there's a number of products out there that if you get the big order, you really want to reduce your setup, your press time, and so when you ask questions, when you come up with these suggestions, some of them come true, and so Aaron has these. Show you how these work or whatever, but
okay. All right. So that was the first one down. So this is U4803. That's our rectangle, and then this is U4804. This is our capsule. So both of these are available right now on the website.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Isn't that pretty? All right.
And so when you buy these, they come complete, chain and everything, right? You get the insert, you get the piece of jewelry and the chain.
I don't know if it comes with the chain.
Okay, so we need to find out if the chain is included.
Yeah.
Okay,
So Bobby or Nicole, if you would look up that item
and
number.
then post for the folks out there.
U4803, and then let's see if that works. So, all right. Next. So we are really excited about these. I'm waiting for quite a while for our new cutting boards. So these are our ColorLyte coated cutting boards. So this is pretty revolutionary compared to, let's see, I think I have, so I just want to kind of show you guys the difference between the coating on the back. So this is one of our older boards, and this is the back of it. You can see it's kind of white. And then this is our ColorLyte board, and you can see it's more clear, more of a matte. And that's going to make a really big difference once we press that. So the chain is sold separately. Okay. All right. I tell you what, well, I think I have a couple of chains. Maybe I'll add them to our shipment. All right, so, and then you can also see the difference here. We'll show you. It's gonna look good. Okay, so anytime we do glass, we do not mirror it because you're gonna see through the glass. So I'm just gonna apply it on my image. I'm gonna use some premium gold tape to tape it down. And now here's another thing. So normally when we do our cutting boards, we do them with the image face up, cutting board face down. But with our new ColorLyte cutting boards, we've changed that and we've made it a little bit different. So we're going to use a Nomex pad with a piece of protective paper on top of it. And then we're going to take our cutting board and we're going to flip it over so that the image is face down and the coating side is face up. All right, so just like this.
So transfer on top, face down. The glass cutting board is coated side up.
Right, and I'm going to use the polypoplin fabric on top of it just to help with moisture. All right, we're going to press this one for 3.5 minutes.
We do also recommend more and more, you'll see it in the instructions, that you spend just a couple of seconds putting the transfer underneath the heat press with the transfer face up without closing the press to let the transfer dry. And that's especially important if you're doing very heavy coverage prints. So, you know, essentially you're printing with colored water, and that water needs to evaporate, leaving the dyes. So if you got a little bit of moisture in the paper, you get hit with 400 degrees of heat, steam, and the steam simply carries the dyes away, and you get what we often refer to as blowout. And if it's a big puddle of ink and blacks look muddy, so it's advisable to begin a process of drying it, even if you're very confident it's already dry. Still do it.
So, Francesca, the temperature is 400 degrees. And Tammy, no, the pendant and the insert are sold together, but you can buy the insert separately. So, but the U4803 comes with the insert and the pendant, or the bezel, or yeah, the insert and the pendant, and then the U4804 also comes with the bezel and the pendant. But you can buy just the metal piece itself. So.
And it's unisub metal. It looks to me like it'd be interesting to see what the product description says, because these appear to be a satin finish to them, which looks really good. As I say, I've done a fair bit of the jewelry, and it looks just fabulous.
Yeah. All right. We're almost there.
So the ColorLyte coating is something that we developed some years ago, have been using it on the acrylic, which of course has been very successful. All the acrylic stuff, the coasters, the bag tags, the keychains, the curved acrylic, as you know, all that has been part of it. Plus, we've used it on our ColorLyte photo glass, which if you haven't, maybe speak with your Condé rep and
The Ember for the just got them in yesterday. So as soon as we're done today, I think Nicole answered you, but I'm going to put those images up on the web. So yeah. All right.
And I like these. They look pretty, but I'll tell you what, I love the vertical rectangle. That's the one that I picked out. Wow, that looks good.
These look really good. I'm going to let this cool on our cool plate.
Talk about the cool plate here. Cool plate is a fantastic low-cost accessory for sublimators. Really allows you to cool things fast. When you plug it in, especially, we actually don't have it plugged in because of just, I guess, we just didn't plug it in. But it's a great accessory. It's low cost. I recommend if you want to make your own cool plate, basically a slab of granite, slab of steel or iron, something like that. Steel or iron, something like that will really sink a lot of heat. Is advisable. We all, especially me, have a bad case of ADD. Just ask the people around here.
What?
And bounce off the wall. So we want to cool things fast, move on to the next project, right?
That's right. All right, so this is our 8 by 12 round. This is our, 8 by 12 rectangle. This is YZ531. And we're going to press this one for 3.5 minutes, same way.
Now this, obviously, you need to use legal paper. So 8.5 by 14, and so it won't quite fit on, of course, on letter size. So I did have a person that at the, I think, the show in Long Beach, he was surprised when I told him that his SG400 did indeed print legal, and then he challenged me to how to cram legal paper in the tray, and of course I've got videos that show you how to do it, but basically the tray easily becomes longer. That's good. People ask all the time, I have a 400, should I buy the bypass tray? And the bypass tray on a 400 doesn't allow you to print any wider, but it will allow you to print longer. And so I have paper cut 8.5 by 21 for people that want to do things like the socks, neckties, something that is longer. So you can take a great printer like the 400 and make it do more with the bypass. I love the extra trays with these printers because being somewhat lazy, you can have multiple trays and then just simply put different papers in the tray and not have to remember what size paper is in the tray.
Deanna just asked, so use a fabric and not the silicone sheet. And David, you want to talk about that? Because I know how much you love those silicones.
So in the world of sublimation, she may be referring to Teflon.
Well, yeah.
There is a silicone sheet that we occasionally use on the transfer side, but ultimately Teflon is not a good thing. It's not for our industry. It should not be used except with just a handful of products, and you'll see those products specified in our instructions. So Teflon has two huge problems. Number one is using Teflon top or bottom, and you do get some sublimation ink on it and don't realize it's on there, then it's going to get on the next product. So Teflon is a, I guess, what do they call that when person carries on, is a carrier for a plague or something. And so you want to use Teflon because you have to clean it off. It's a pain. Number two, Teflon moisture barrier. So if you put it on the top, it's gonna trap the moisture bad. So we just simply don't want to use Teflon except for just a handful of products like the patches that have the adhesive in there, the hot plate vinyl,
Sparkle. Yep.
And there is one other product. I think
the patches.
Four, yeah,
four patches, the mates, the
mates. That's the fourth one. So top and bottom. On, we are trying for perfection, and we found out that instead of using cover paper on the top for certain products, that we want to use our polypropylene fabric. The logic there is that as the moisture comes out of the product, the polypropylene does moisture management. It allows that moisture to spread out and get away from the transfer. So that moisture is steam, it's very active, it doesn't want to be trapped, and the polypropylene, in my mind, acts as an uncompressible vent to allow that moisture to move away from the transfer. If you trap that moisture underneath the press, bad things happen. And so if you open your press and you see a big plume of moisture, cool.
Yeah, that one looks good.
If you see a big plume of moisture, you've got problems that you need to deal with. You need to identify the source of the moisture, and it could be coming from the press itself, bottom pad or Nomex pad. It could be coming from the substrate, could be coming from the transfer paper, which you need.
So how your exposure of sun, water, or other? And I think, Francesca, that you're talking about the pendants. And these Unisub pendants, I mean, they last a long time. And I saw that Bobby commented, you know, that they're not UV protected, but you know, kind of the.
So the all Unisub a UV coating itself, and so for normal use, which is, you know, mostly indoor, little bit outdoor, I would say that the life is incredibly long. If you were to take it and simply place it on your car's dashboard, put it on the rearview mirror, something like that, then you're probably looking at 2 years. It's going to fade after that. Exposure to, you know, constant, many hours of exposure to high temperature or to sunlight is going to be an incredibly rare situation to be very satisfied with the product. In addition, another benefit of the Unisub coating that, you know, is like a final Jeopardy question is that over the years we've sold quite a bit of jewelry. Many years ago we actually had sterling silver jewelry, and we found out that cologne and ladies' perfume would just eat away at jewelry. And so this product, the Unisub, is going to be impervious to most chemicals, impervious, as extremely scratch resistant. In fact, if you watch my videos, we've tried to scratch stuff, we've spray painted it,
fire.
we even set stuff on fire, and the technology that is in the Unisub product is amazing. Unisub, of course, is the inventors of Chromolux. Chromolux is a higher end photometal, thicker coating, looks really good. And then recently they brought out a Chromolux for outdoor use. And so the outdoor Chromolux is a fancier package, and in my mind it gives you a very solid 3-year life with photographs. So photographs, obviously, if they fade, you're going to know about. In sublimation world, magenta tends to fade first, and you have a little bit of a cyan tint. Well, you know it. It's obvious. So this metal, very successful. You can buy that metal in a bunch of products. The little garden stakes are just the cutest things. I mean, they're really cool. And we now have a big sign. What is it, like 12 by 18 or something, with all the holes. So if you've at your business, at wherever, you go out there and sell them to your clients. We ought to have a contest of people taking the parking sign and just doing funny things. I mean, how boring are parking signs, you know, and doing something that's, you know, somewhat exciting, you know.
Yeah. All right. So, khaki. We're going to show you, I was letting it cool. So this is our 8-inch round cutting board, and this is YZ534. So you can see it just has a cute little barbecue.
Flip it around the other side.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is the back side of it though. This is what's really cool, is that you can see it from both sides. So really, really
so
cute.
it's a breakthrough that our folks were able to achieve, and it's
really
just
nice.
It's just a matter of now coating more products.
Yeah.
So very hard, excellent product. Black is turning brown, and so one of the great ways to dial in a new substrate is to do a black test. And you know, if you get into a complicated substrate, with really what I call a small sweet spot, slate being one of them, I always recommend black strips to dial in the time for your product on your equipment. And then after you dial it in, always document your successes and failures in your journal. It's very, very important. What does it say?
Teresa, the acrylic cutting board, black or brown background. We don't have an acrylic cutting board.
You're just referring to the glass, I guess?
Yeah. So I'm going to show you this one in a second. If you're referring to this one, it's black. It's a little warm. This one is more of just a brown. It was just an image that I used. So all right, I've got one more product. So instead of the F08, the polypropylene, you can use the PCK45. The exact same. Well, it's a little different, but you can use it. All right. So the last thing we have is our this is about 12 by 16. This is our YZ530 cutting board. Really, really nice, really heavy. But before I press it, how about we give some stuff away?
Absolutely.
All right. So every week, the round one. It's a brown background. Let me see if I can. Let's see. I don't know if
Under all this lighting, it looks black, but
yeah, it's brown.
hard to.
Yeah, you can't really see it. I don't know. Like
it is what it is. You know.
Not break anything. I don't know. It is brown though. I think it may be just the cameras.
Yeah.
But anyway.
By the way, we call this finish on the cutting board I think we call it chinchilla. And different cutting board, different brands from different people will all have sort of a signature texture to them. And so it's one of those kind of almost like a preference or a fashion statement. And years ago, we chose the chinchilla for our boards. We make them here in the United States. Glass we do import. Everything else is done here. We coat them and then sell them. So.
All right. So actually I'm going to go ahead and press this one, and then while this is pressing, we'll give some stuff away.
Excellent. So how long are we going to press this?
So this one is 4 minutes. Just like our big 12-inch round, we're going to do this one for 4 minutes.
Oops.
This guy, you know.
This really looks good.
Thanks. It looked brown. Was just making sure. Yeah, it's just a brown. You got
some
image.
Subtleties in the color here.
Yeah, I really like that one.
I'm a blue kind of person, so.
I know, blues and reds. It's David's favorite. That and pecans, right?
Oh, I love pecans. So.
All right. So while I press this one, I like this one. So this is by 18. It says seasoned with love. Yep. Cute.
That's the color's excellent.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the colors in this, it is so bright, so vibrant. Even with the finish, I know you guys can see the finish on it with the light on it. I mean, it's just super cute. No, none of these designs are available on our site. I apologize. I was running really quick today, so I wasn't able to do any of my own designs. Don't tell anybody. I'm using the green pad on the cutting board. Should I be using the fabric instead?
So if you're doing a transfer technique and it's working for you, I would suggest you keep doing it. What we try to do is continue to refine our instructions for the balance of best quality with time. And but you know, unless there's something going on, I would recommend you keep pressing like you're pressing. Don't make a change. But if you want to experiment, great. If say time is money, so as you can reduce your time, great. What we're trying to do as best we can here is to bring to market products that require essentially no accessories. That would be our goal.
Yeah.
And so the green pad is an accessory that would require longer press time because you're heating the green pad that's heating the substrate. So that's why we're intent on trying to eliminate from as many things as possible the green pad. You know, for instance, you really have to use the green pad with slate. I don't know of any way that's going to be reliable to do slate without the green pad on top.
Yeah, same with the tile. You have to use the green pad and the Nomex with the tile. You know, there's just some things, I mean, we've talked about this before. If you're going to be a serious sublimator, you need Nomex, you need conductive rubber, and you know, you need a piece of polypropylene fabric. I mean, this
really
polypropylene fabric is so inexpensive. I mean, it's almost free. So.
And then certain things, we have two thicknesses of green pad. With the curved acrylic, we recommend the thinner version simply to save time.
Yeah, but you can use
the thicker. But you can use the thicker one. It costs you a little time.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, like, I mean, time is money, and so, you know, that's what we always try to do. We try to, you know, try to revamp our instructions to make it quicker, to make it more effective, because the quicker you go, the more money you make, the better you do, the better we do. So, all right, I got about 56 seconds left on this one. Let me show you guys this. I really like this. This is a this is just a marble design that I did. These are really popular right now. So this is the 12-inch round.
Beautiful.
Yeah, really cute. And I mean, the back of it is what's amazing, because if you've ever done a cutting board before and you've seen the back
really
of
see it.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this is great. This is a beautiful product. Super stoked about this.
So do we rate these cutting boards for Dishwasher-Safe? Because I know we did all our compliance testing, which we're very big into that, and so I'm wondering if we've finished our analysis. But I would certainly bet they probably held up very well. But we need to need to complete that test.
Yeah, the only thing I would be nervous about putting it in the dishwasher would be the feet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I still remember, folks, the first cutting board I ever did was probably definitely 20 plus years ago. I went to my parents' house. I took a picture of my father's rose garden, and I put a collage of roses on a cutting board, gave it to my mother. She just was ecstatic, and she said it was so beautiful. She said, I can't possibly use it as a cutting board. It's really a, you know, photo panel. Oh, nice.
Pretty darn good, doesn't it? All right, so we're going to let that cool. And while we're letting that cool, here's the deal, guys. Tell me what you think it weighs. We have the 8-inch cutting board, the 8x12, the 12-inch round, the 12x16, and then we also have the 2 pendants. So you get one guess. Facebook, you get one guess. YouTube, you get one guess. Closest to the amount without going over. Okay. So go.
That's a lot of weight here. A lot of weight. Wow.
How do you know that, David?
Because I can pick up the darn thing.
All right, guys, start guessing. And calls, I'm watching. Okay, so guys,
we need a second place winner.
So what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll figure out who's going to be the second place winner to win that Christmas in July box. I'll post the comment at the end of this and I'll tag you in it, whoever the winner is. Pete, I'll send you your stuff on Monday. You, whoever you were, I'll send you your stuff. Hey, Forrest, get to work.
Forrest is on here.
Forrest is on here.
Run,
All right,
Forrest, run.
so Diane Trigg, one on YouTube. Good, awesome, great, okay, all right, sweet.
And I got a bunch of projects. You know, I need to make a new pet tag for our new dog. I got a
Oh man.
half Saint Bernard, half Newfoundland little pup, and it is going to be a gentle giant. So my wife, you know, she says, you know, I need a pet tag, and I'm not the best artist, so I turn to our great art department. By the way, hey, maybe we ought to maybe do sooner or later a Mardi Gras contest, Mardi Gras stuff. Mardi Gras growing around the country, isn't it? So we're doing all our Mardi Gras stuff here and planning, and so much fun. And
I'm excited for the ball.
Huh?
I'm excited for the ball. We get to dress up like princesses. The guys just wear penguin suits, but we get to like
I wear a jester
He
costume.
does. Oh my gosh. So okay guys, I'm going to try to get a photo of David this year in his jester costume. Maybe we can get you to wear it on Facebook.
You know, if you watch some of the videos on Condé TV, there is a couple where I'm in costume there, even though it's quote a secret organization. You know,
Wow.
Thousands of people go and everything. Any technical questions? Any marketing questions before we sign off here?
Okay, I got a couple things. Khaki, the way we're going to do the Christmas in July box is whoever was the second closest to the weight, we're going to give that to them. Alan, on subbing mugs, yes, you remove the print immediately. You never want to let the print sit on a hot item because it's just going to continue to sublimate. So as soon as you take it off the heat, take that transfer off.
Yeah, typically on a mug, after you take it out of the press or take it out, out of the oven or whatever, you do want to get the wrap or whatever. You do want to get the transfer off. You want to remove the transfer without, going crazy because it's still very active. And then we want to cool the mug quickly. A long time ago, we would dunk it in lukewarm water, and the mug experts suggested that we not do that anymore because of the possibility of microfractures. And so what you want to do is put it over a strong fan to cool it fast. It is important that you do that. If you let a mug just sit there, it will stay hot for a long time, and the heat rises and it carries the ink with it. So you'll see this weirdo blur going upward as the ink appears to run upward instead of running downward. So you do absolutely have to cool mugs with a really good fan blowing across. If you put it on a base like a, God, that's hot because it's not plugged in. And if you put it on a base like this, certainly that will draw some heat from the bottom. And so absolutely take it off. And I would say as a general rule, go ahead and remove the transfer from everything. I can't think of anything that we typically would keep on because with the transfer on there, you do risk paper movement, so it's probably wise to quickly remove the transfer. But don't get in a rush where you're going to jerk the transfer where it's going to cause a shadow print.
So I have a couple more questions. So yeah, Rob, just dipping the mugs in lukewarm water, I mean, it was something that we used to suggest, but, thermal shock is a real thing, and you may not hear it crack, you may not see it crack, but you sell it to your customer, and then the next thing you know, a week down the road, it cracks.
Yeah, one of the creators, if you will, of the mug, there's just a number of people that came way before me. One of them, Bob Elliott, and Bob obviously touches base with Condé and sees what we're doing, and he politely explained to me that we were definitely risking some microfractures, and I appreciate Bob and all he did for the creation of the mug. And there were a number of people. This in Phoenix, there's one of the also in that club of founding members, Rich Neely. And Rich, with his wife, lives in Arizona, and he was really the creator of some of the coatings we use here on our mugs. Our Made in USA mugs use his coatings and maybe something else, and he is a fantastic guy, and you know, he's again, all these people, this stuff that you see didn't happen by itself. It took hard work and dedication from so many people, the great people at Universal Woods like Paul Newman and those folks, to spend all that money and all that time to develop these great products. So there's a lot of thanks that needs to go around.
So Deanna has a mug press. Do you need anything else to do the Coke bottle thermos? And you do, if I'm not mistaken, you have to use the green, the 1/8" green.
So some of those are too, the diameter is too small to close, and so you may need an extra green pad.
Yeah.
To
it's going to look like this.
Yeah. To allow the press to close. Proper contact is important. You're not trying to get crushing pressure, but you need good even contact. And one of the things I tell people is if you're using a mug press with the water bottles, things like that, you can go all the way around your design by simply halfway through the pressing cycle, open the press, rotate it 180 degrees, close it back, and you're going to have a fantastic looking water bottle. And in the very near future, Sprite and I will be showing you a lot of new exciting things to do using an oven. So I think more and more a countertop, small or normal convection oven should be a part of every sublimator, because there's so many exciting products and techniques coming out. So stay tuned for that.
And I've seen this question. So Tracy asked about the curved mug, and I'm assuming you said hug mug, but I'm assuming you mean the love mug. So, you know, the two that fit together. So anytime I've ever done it, I've done it in the mug press, and I have had absolutely no issue with it. Now, if you were to do that in an oven with a wrap.
I don't quite know how to do that, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I tell you what, Tracy, do me a favor. Email me at swood@conde.com. That's swood@conde.com. I'll figure that out. I'll give you a better answer on that. I apologize that I can't answer that on the air. Cindy, how do you know when your mug press is Celsius or Fahrenheit? Well,
so, you know, Chinese presses, we prefer that you bought a U.S. press, but if you have a Chinese press, you know, that's going to be normally power up at centigrade or Celsius. So you need to get familiar with all the menu options in your press, but there will be an option that switches back and forth. 400 degrees is roughly about 400 degrees Fahrenheit is roughly about 200 degrees centigrade. But really, you need to get familiar with press, because with a Chinese press, they work differently than our U.S. presses from the George Knight Company. And what you're after there is you want the idle temperature of the press to be the same as the press temperature. And so you need to go in there and figure out how to do that. But that's very important, because when you close your press, you want the timer to start. And typical Chinese presses, there's an idle temperature, and when you close it, it has to rise to the press temperature, and then the timer starts, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah, you want that even, nice temp. Did the cutting boards last week, turned out amazing. Awesome, Jorge, beautiful. All right, add one more question. Should your prints be in RGB?
And Sprite knows this one as well, if not better than I do, but we do want to design in RGB.
Yeah.
So RGB is what we would call a larger color gamut than CMYK, and so at the computer, definitely want to design in the RGB color space. Picking colors is a little bit different subject to itself, but just talking about color spaces, that's where we want to be. If you have an Oki white printer, that is different. We do want to design in CMYK, because that's sort of digital screen printing, if you will, and that's better done in the CMYK color space. But we're RGB is where we want to be. If you choose a black and it's CMYK black, it's going to look very, very ugly.
Okay, sorry, Sam. Do you need green mats or Nomex with a 3D press? Ooh,
So I guess he's referring to some of the Chinese 3D presses. So
yeah.
I don't know the answer to your question.
We don't do 3D presses here. We just,
Yeah, the 3D presses out there today are mostly used as mug presses, where you just put a wrap on it and you just put it in there and bake it. I would touch base with others maybe that use those 3D presses. I've just not found them to be something that was useful for typical substrates. I know there are people out there that absolutely make them work. Maybe networking with them would be a good thing.
yeah, and in the day and age of social media, I'm sure that there's some kind of Facebook group out there for three-dimensional presses. Just do some research.
But a real 3D press is expensive,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you can do some exciting products, mostly the 3D phone cases. But the ones that are out there, the inexpensive ones for China, I would network with others to see how they're doing things.
All right, cool guys. So so congratulations to our winners. I'll go ahead and post you guys in the comments later. Be expecting your stuff next week. And we'll also post the winners of our Christmas in July boxes. So 2 chances to win. So are we doing a live next week, or are you going to be here? Are you going to leave me?
I think I'm here. I'm here until the ball. And,
oh, that's right. Okay.
And then that Saturday, I am teaching at a photo conference in Las Vegas. You can go to their website, look it up. It is a closed group. You got to be a member to attend, but it's called ipiphoto.com. ipiphoto.com. It is mainly people who maybe owned a store that did film, years ago, but they do enlargements and framing, and you can go in there and get your prints done. They are absolutely a fantastic group, and I've learned so much from them in how the best part is how, obviously if you were still relying on film to feed your family, that'd be a problem. So all these people have been very creative in trying to grow their business with framing, with enlargements, and they love their Chromolugs. They love it.
Well, it's not to love,
And so doing enlargements and you name it. So the world of sublimation, if you don't know, is high value. Products are relatively inexpensive, sell for a lot of money. By the way, we should always tell people, if you don't have our spreadsheet that gives you some pricing strategies for the products, you can ask for it for your Condé rep. And please pass along your suggestions, your feedback. Let us know how we can serve you better. And we thank you for being with us this Friday, and we look forward to it. So have a safe weekend, and please join us again.
Bye, Mom. Love you.
Take care.